Wait.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
My name is Mason. I studied finance at National Taiwan University, and I got a TOEIC score of 990, the perfect score, in 2013. Today, I'm going to help you to also get a perfect score, 919. Maybe you have a question. No, I cannot make it. Mason must have went to a graduate school before, or Mason must have studied abroad before. In fact, I want to tell you, I have never been to the United States in my life. I have never been to Europe in my life. I have never stayed in a foreign country for more than 1 month. So you have the higher chance than me to get a perfect score. To begin with, I must introduce the TOEIC exam for you. The TOEIC exam is one of the most used certificate in the world. Most of the company accept this certificate. And of course, many schools accept the certificate. They treat the TOEIC exam as a TOEFL exam, some schools. So if you get a score higher than 900, then you can enter a company you want. Whatever company you want, if you have a TOEFL score, you get a TOEIC score of 900, then you can enter it. If you get a perfect score, wow, you will impress everyone. You will impress your future manager. He will think, we must hire you now. So it's very important for you to get a very good score. And I believe as you are all Toastmasters, you will have the chance, very high chance, to get a perfect score. So now I will give you 3 tips. 3 tips, the most important tips for you to get the score. If you follow these 3 tips, you can of course succeed in the exam. The first tip, answer each question within 15 seconds. Answer each question within 15 seconds. Many of my students who fail to get a perfect score, who fail to get a good score, is because they cannot finish the exam. For example, one of my students who only get 730 because there are still like 30 questions left unanswered. Therefore, you must know that there are lots of questions in the exams. There are in fact 200 questions in the exam. You have to answer each question. You have to answer all the questions within 110 minutes. So you got to train yourself, practice, so that you can answer each question within 15 minutes. 15 seconds, not 15 minutes. Before the exam, I do like more than 1,000 questions. More than 1,000 TOEIC questions before my exam. So practice makes perfect. And of course, practice can improve your speed. So the first one, answer each question within 15 seconds. The second, get familiar with the basic economic and finance terms. Get familiar with the basic economic and finance terms. Unlike TOEFL exam, which is an academic exam, TOEIC exam is designed for a business environment, which means there will be many articles that is related to finance, many articles related to economics, macroeconomics, microeconomics. For example, there are many questions about the stock market, the foreign exchange market, and even an interest rate. One of the articles discusses the interest rate in the country. Wow, it's a super difficult one. So you must get familiar with all the basic economic and finance terms. But how? In addition to do more mock exam, I would strongly suggest you to read newspapers, especially the paper that is in the business field and the finance field, like Wall Street Journal, like Bloomberg, or like Reuters. These are the free international the resources on about the economics and the finance. So you can maybe read an article every day to improve your knowledge in the business and the economics. And you will also get familiar with all the major trends in the world. So the second suggestion is get familiar with the finance and economics term. The third suggestion, review your grammar books that you used in high school. High school? No, I'm a college student. I don't want to review that book. I throw it away. In fact, most of the people ignore the grammar questions. Most of the people think that they are really, really good at grammars, but in fact they are not. Most of the NTU students who fail to get a perfect score is because they didn't answer the grammar question correctly. So you got to review all the imperative sentence grammar. You got to review all the subjunctive sentence grammar and all the tense grammars to make sure that these grammars you are all reviewed and all familiar with. So you cannot, in order to get a perfect score, not just 900, but 990, you got to review all the grammar questions. So the third suggestion is review your grammar question. To sum up, my first suggestion is to practice until you can answer each question within 15 seconds. Second, get familiar with all the finance and economics terms. Third, review your high school grammar textbook. Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening.